Buddy, it's Al with CADCAMWizard.com, and today we're going to talk about 3-axis deburring for an undercut. All right, so we got two part features here. One's on the side of the part, one's on the top of the part. And how are we going to go about deburring those edges with an undercut there? So let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, so this is the job already set up. Let's go ahead and delete this feature here. A couple little tricks. Number one, I do select the workpiece. Number two, because I'm just focusing on the edge break, when I select the stock, I'm going to use a solid model stock. So that way the pocket's already gone and the holes are in there and everything else. All right. So what toolpath would you use to break these edge? Well, it's one of the best toolpaths out there. It's called Deburring. So we're going to find that under the mill multi-axis. You do need to be, I believe it's a mill premium user, and we'll find this here under Deburring. Okay. Next thing we got to do is, in this example, we want to use a lollypop, so that way it will support the undercutting because we'll have clearance with the cutter. Okay, so this is the style cutter that we want. We can come into the tool crib. We can go to the category of cutter. There's a bunch that are listed in here. We can just grab one of them and move it up. So we could take this one here. We can say move up to here. Now you can see it's in the tool crib. And if we want to select the smaller tool, we just highlight it and click OK. All right, so that's our tool selection. Next thing we're going to go to is the parameters. All right, so the first step here is to select your model. So we're going to do select solid model or pick our model, and we'll choose OK. All right. The next thing that you can do, there's like automatic detection and variables for it, but for myself, I just like doing manual selection. So I'm going to go ahead and pick which curves I want to break. I'll use this button to activate selection. Now again, using the picking manager, we're going to find this is a lot easier. So we're going to have auto connection checked, and we're going to uncheck these other ones here and just have tangent propagation checked. All right, from here, we'll left click on this edge, and then we'll left click on this edge, and we've gone ahead and selected the two profiles, 3D profiles that we want to break. We'll go ahead and choose OK on that. All right, now down from here, we can set, some of the parameters as far as the edge break that we want. For me, I have a 5-axis license here, so we're going to just make sure that this is set to 3-axis because this is a 3-axis edge break, so we don't want any rotations or tilting of the cutter. If you're a mill premium user, it will be defaulted to this. If you're a 4 Pro or 5 Pro, then you'll have these additional options here. Okay, so we're going to just go to 3-axis. All right, that's all you got to do. Let's go ahead and compute this bad boy. And there we go. We're able to do undercutting, edge breaking with a single tool. Now, this is very helpful for me here because in this example, I have this radius that's on the edge of the part, right? All right, let me back up. I have this radius here and I have this radius here. Okay, so I got to do two different setups. I got one setup here and one setup here. Now when we're in the first setup, this radius is sticking up here. So we could choose to 3D machine it, but we know 2D is more efficient than 3D and 3D is more efficient than 4D or faster. It might be one way that you look at it. Okay, so the easiest thing to do here would be a profile in one setup and a profile in the other setup in order to put these radiuses on the part. But in doing so, kind of the rule of thumb is to machine as much as you can. So while you have access to this radius, it kind of makes sense to 3D mill it, but 3D milling it is going to impact the surface quality and it will also impact the runtime. So if you have parts that are on multiple features, being able to go back and deburr it while it's on the machine is one of the better ways to go. Once you start using the deburring toolpath, you're just not going to be able to get enough of it. It's just very, very useful, very helpful. one of the must-have features, I feel, in modern manufacturing. So again, the takeaways here are to use a lollipop cutter so you have clearance, and this will allow you to break edges on the part even if they're undercut. If you guys have questions about CAD CAM or CNC, just give us a call, 727-479-6328, or to find out more ways we can help you, visit cadcamwizard.com. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one.